Hello and welcome to this edition of the Young Turks Reloaded podcast. I'm Shereen Bhan. My guests today have an unusual story. They're part of the first generation entrepreneur cohort who decided to start up in India almost 15 years ago. Today, the company that they run is a listed entity, did very well on its listing day, listing at a premium of almost 90%. And of course, since then, we've seen the markets correct, but that is a story that they're going to share with us on where they see MobiKwik in the future. Bipin and Upasana, many thanks for joining us here on Young Turks, and it's great to have you back. And I want to start by talking to you about 18th of December 2024, because that really has been in many ways that milestone moment that you've both been working towards and waiting for. And I want to link this to your comments that was made on one of our programs, Upasana, where there was a sense of frustration, a sense of anxiety, but also a sense of excitement कि भाई ये IPO हो क्यों नहीं रहा है, right? That was a comment that you made saying everybody is getting cleared but not us.
Right. So I think, what they say, that things that you have to work really hard for, finally when you achieve them, I think the sweetness of that victory is amazing. And I think that, kudos to all the tech entrepreneurs in India who have gone public recently and also in 2024. But I would say that the journey for us was, I think, far more tumultuous, far more arduous for various reasons. I think some people have also said that, whatever can go wrong has gone wrong from a climate and environment perspective. So I think it was a not so great year for fintechs to go listed in India. And I think many things happened during the year, also ups and downs in the market. So it was therefore a harder sort of journey for us. And, people are talking about it took us 1 year. We filed our DRHP in January and we completed the IPO in December. But, I want to tell you that we were working on the IPO from 21 because we had also attempted once in 21.
Absolutely.
And, we had some bad luck, even though everything that we had done was perfect, so to speak. So this was really, a long, long sixer that we were waiting to hit, so to speak. And I can tell you that we were both very happy and excited at the final outcome because it was, I don't have words, like it was extremely hard for us is what I can say.
Yeah.
I want to add something, about what she said in the beginning. I have seen her pull this IPO off in close quarters, okay? And of course, I've been part of the process as well. But all credit to the IPO of pulling this off goes to only one person, and that is Upasana. And I am not trying to say this just because she's my wife or she's my co-founder. No other person in this kind of environment, in this kind of a space. Please remember, think of O&D quarter when there was so much bad news
Around fintech.
that had come around fintech, around regulation, around earnings, around digital lending. So much so, one of the guys we were chasing for giving one of the investors, he didn't even give us a meeting. He said, you guys do this, but BNPL or whatever it is. And, we don't look at this space. He said, okay, fine. That's not the only business we do. We have a payments business and lending business. Guess what? Until about 45 days into the process, kickstarting of the roadshow, we didn't even get a meeting from that person, that team. And it was just like, we were like, okay, is this happening? Not happening. Because we knew that getting someone like that mean the IPO is going to get done. And going to be very super successful versus maybe not happening at all. And over a WhatsApp conversation, she pushed that person saying, okay, you at least give us a meeting. You come for lunch tomorrow in because you're wherever it is. At least I'll give you a very nice lunch. And, we went there for lunch and that led to a 3.5-hour meeting, which led to a follow-up, another 4-hour meeting. That led to that particular investor leading our IPO. Now, this is what I say, what Upasana can accomplish. And that is the day when I, put my hats off and said, look, I mean, what is impossible? We talk about impossibles every day, overcoming challenges. But if we can do this in a sector so hard, like so difficult, difficult as fintech, then, I think whatever is happening now, it's nothing, right? I mean, we just going to go from strength to strength.
So for you, impossible is nothing. Quite literally, right?
You should hear my motivation playlist.
What is your motivation playlist?
It has an eclectic mix of English, Hindi, and Punjabi, but it has never given
No Kashmiri?
Well, Kashmiri also. It has never give up. It has unstoppable. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Aam jaise munde hi bade bante hain, and apna time aayega. And like,
So this is what
lakshya to paana hai. This is
daily
my
affirmation.
daily in the morning while taking a jog or while taking a shower. Daily I play it. Daily. I mean, at least I got through the entire sort of hard months of IPO just with, I like music, and it has a power on me, and I can use it to convert my mood and really.
No, but on a serious note, to Bipin's point that it was touch and go, quite literally. You have that very short, limited window. What made you persevere? What made you not give up?
I'll tell you one simple thing. 10th, 11th, 12th were the offer dates for us. Rather, 10th was Anchor, 11th, 12th, 13th December was the IPO. I think until 28th November, it was not clear that IPO ho raha hai ya nahi ho raha hai. So,
Literally the last 18 days.
Yes, and then we knew that after 15 December, it's just
There's no window.
There's no window, right? Like people go for investors go for vacation, etc. And look what has happened in January. So, I'm thankful to God, I'm thankful to our team Flash, and I'm thankful to Bipin, my colleague Anand and I. We just persevered and, we pushed each other. I might have got the meetings, but it's a team effort, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's the opener, somebody's the closer. That's sort of how, I think about it.
There is a hotel in Mumbai near the airport, right, where we once during this roadshow checked in late night, and then we had to take a flight to Singapore the next day, and we came back the night after, and then we came to the reception, and that lady said, "Didn't you just come in yesterday?" I said, "Yeah, we went from Mumbai to Singapore, and now we are back here." Because guess what? We made a pact, like we want to stay in Mumbai until the IPO is done. And that's it. And we did it.
But Bipin, I want to go back to the start. As Upasana said, you've had a tumultuous journey when you started in 2009. And there have been many reasons why you probably should not exist today, but you continue to exist. And today you're a listed entity. But I want to go back to your conviction in wanting to start up in 2009. Your family didn't want you to start up. You were the oldest son. You had that responsibility and the baggage of having seen a family business not go through the kind of expectations that you had. The conviction to start up, what made you want to do it?
So firstly, thank you, Shereen, for inviting us here. And I think it's I think more than 15 years later that we are doing the back on Young Turks.
Yes.
And first time we came, we were shooting from an apartment, which was our first office. So it's great to be here, back again, and reliving those days in terms of how we started up. And that was 2011, and I started up in 2009. Look, I mean, I think I was pretty frustrated with what I was doing just in work, and I wanted to make an impact in my life. And I had multiple options. I thought, maybe I should go study MBA. I'm from IIT Delhi, and, a lot of my peers would go do MBA and get jobs in consulting, banking, earn a lot of money, or go do masters, etc. But I had been working for 6-7 years in India. So the path was clear to me, either go do masters. I think that was pretty much it. And that's when, I got an idea. That, all of these things that we are doing with cash, like topping up your phone by going down to the shop. I being the eldest child, I was more responsible, but I was also very lazy because I had 2 younger siblings. And
So send them to recharge your phone.
To recharge my phone. And sometimes when they were not around, my mom would say, "Why don't you go and do it?" I was super irritated, and I think Upasana can attest to it, how I am. So I was like, why is there no website where I can go and do this? And then that's when I realized, and when I looked at data, there is hundreds and millions of people doing this every day.
Yeah.
And I would say, that's not great for productivity, right? Firstly using cash, and secondly, just wasting time.
Yeah.
So that's how the idea of MobiKwik was born. But honestly, someone like me was not the kind of person who you would vote for to start a company, right? Not
Why
the
is
kind of
that?
person. Look, I mean, if you knew me in college, for example, or in school, I was the most introvert, antisocial, awkward guy you would come across. Good in academics, of course, great in maths.
You made it to IIT Delhi that
Right,
way.
IIT, but within IIT also, right? When you get to IIT, there's so many people who are so smart, right? I mean, participating in sports and dramatics and doing whatnot, and I was not one of them at all. And I was not the topper either. So it's not like academically I was the topper. So if you had asked any one of my electrical engineering batch, is Bipin the guy who's going to start a company who will take it to IPO? I don't think so. I don't think they would have voted for me. But when, it came to taking up lunch and doing something and getting that conviction, is just that at that moment you get that conviction, and then you don't worry about what are the resources that you have to pull this off, right? I'd worked for a few years, and being the eldest son, coming from fairly modest backgrounds, like you said, we used to live in a 5-room house. 1-room house, 5 people. 5 people in a 1-room house, like not 1 bedroom, but 1 room. And so coming from there, cracking IIT, getting a job, saving some money, buying my first house, those were significant achievements for me and also for my family.
I would imagine, yeah.
And to give that all up, to say, let's start from zero. To start a company, I think Upasana had a great role to play in it. Of course, when I met her, she's the kind of person, she pushed me into it. But yes, the desire was there in me to do something. And I think that's how it started. And then once it got started, I think then post that,
No looking back.
No looking back.